All right, all right, all right. Little tired, little worn out, a whole lot of wrestling going on, and a whole lot to talk about. So what
I'm
does she
sorry.
do? She yawns.
That's how I felt about
now,
tonight. I'm
now here we
sorry.
go.
See, now everybody's going to
Oh,
start doing it.
oh, yep, yep.
Why do you think I'm
Oh
drinking?
boy.
Why do you think I'm drinking Pepsi? I'm
Ah,
yawning all night. Uh,
oh boy, oh boy.
What are you drinking, Frank?
Water.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that. I actually switched over to some water.
Wow.
How
I'm
about that?
impressed.
Yeah,
Good
interesting.
job.
So, night two, I thought was a tremendous
mhm.
upswing from night one. And it started off with the women's championship match Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. And holy fuck, I think we saw, without a doubt, match of the year. That match blew me away. I literally was sitting here with tears in my eyes. I was so overwhelmed from what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it. I was just like,
For the
this
girls'
is
match?
yes. I was like, this is
Yeah.
wrestling history we just saw.
I
Yeah, are
wouldn't.
you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, dude. You were you drinking?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't.
still.
I
Yeah,
don't
match.
agree with that.
I mean,
I'm
it was
sorry.
good, but like Bianca Belair should be called Western Union because she telegraphs everything.
Mhm.
I it didn't end the way I wanted it to. I think Rhea should have won regardless.
I was
Yes.
I was shocked they let EO keep it.
I liked that ending because I think EO deserves her props.
Yeah.
Um, I was expecting something to happen during that, and when nothing did, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It was a good match from beginning to end. That's probably the best I've seen Bianca look in a while.
Now,
Um,
now, could you see a rematch between Ripley and Io tomorrow night on
you
Raw?
know, you know what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to move EO out of that picture and have Bianca and Ripley, and I think Bianca's going to turn heel.
Yeah, I said
She
that all
needs to.
along.
Yeah.
When
She
there
needs
was the
to.
issue when Jade Cargill first came here, I said that from that day. I said somewhere along the line Bianca's going to go bad. I said that from then. I thought they were going to turn on each other, but I knew Bianca was going to turn bad. Period.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, if you watch Bianca, she does not know how to work as a face.
Mm-mm.
So I think turning her heel was is probably the right move. So that's what I think is going to happen, and I think they're going to move EO on and
Mm-hmm.
start lining up because you remember that the Raw after Mania is always debut time.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right.
So we'll probably see a couple call ups from NXT.
Or
So
TNA.
so I thought the match was phenomenal. I see Justin T is not happy about the match, but um where was our predictions? There was only on our prediction show earlier, only one person picked EO, and
Erica.
that was
Erica did.
Erica.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mostly everybody went with Rhea. Myself and Coco went with Bianca, and yeah, but I'm happy
Yeah,
that EO kept it. I love the finish.
She's
Uh,
good. She's a good wrestler.
yeah, yeah.
she deserves it. I mean,
Hmm.
she deserves a good run, and that was the rub I think she needed. So I
Agreed.
Agreed.
totally
Yes.
happy with that. It went a lot better than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not disappointed. I wouldn't say it was history maker, but I'm not disappointed.
yeah, I think Bay just had a few too many.
This is the push that she needs. I mean, Rhea's run was tremendous. I mean, it's her time now. It's her
Yeah.
time now.
Justin, you said EO is half the size of Bianca and Ripley. She is, but so's Rey Mysterio compared to all the people he went over on. So
But I think that's what he's saying. I don't know. He's saying that in a good way, I think, maybe.
No, he's saying it in a bad way.
Oh, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Nah, she everything she hit was solid. I don't have a problem with her going over on bigger opponents.
Yeah.
It's that what was that in the Bible? The little guy.
David
Who
and
is it?
Goliath.
Yes,
David
thank you. It was David and Goliath right there.
Mhm.
It's the so thank you.
Take care, Justin. He just popped in to give us his 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents. Okay, good night.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we had the Las Vegas Street Fight: Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, with a little special guest appearance by Kerry King of Slayer to play guitar to get him out there.
That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a nice match. I thought some nice moves, some great stiff, some violent shots.
I felt
go-
bad. I felt bad for them because they had to follow that first match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, any match tonight that followed that was going to be kind of a bring down. Even though that wasn't, it was a nice, hard hitting street fight. No issues with it. No issues with Drew going over. Drew definitely.
finally, Drew went over.
Yeah.
I
Finally,
mean,
yeah.
Drew. Everyone forgets Drew carried the company through the pandemic
Yes, he
and
did.
never truly got his justified run. And I mean, he's a hell of a worker.
Yeah,
Cuts a hell of a promo.
Mhm.
His psychology is solid. And I mean, look at him. He
he's
really
gorgeous.
should be always in the title contention.
And
He's
and I don't know if you know this. Frank probably does. He's a former TNA champion, TNA World Champion.
Mm.
I mean, look at the work he did in TNA or Impact.
I do think that was a good match. They did a lot of good stuff in it. It was a lot of action. I did think that they were going to give it to Damian Priest, but
Me too.
I'm not upset that Drew got it. Not at all.
No.
He
The
is
only
a good
thing-
worker. He is. He did. You're right, Frank. He did do a lot during the pandemic, and he's always done what he's been told to do. Apparently,
Yep.
from what I understand, he doesn't give them a hard time, unless he does it like something stupid that somebody does in the ring. But no, I think that was a good match, and I'm not mad that what's his name, Drew McIntyre got it.
and he takes a great selfie.
He does.
That was
awesome.
hysterical.
That was
Did you
awesome.
Did you see it on Twitter?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, that was funny that they
He said something like having fun at work or something, and
no, bored at work. Bored at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was his real brother, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was
yes.
yeah. The only thing I had a problem with the whole match was not even the match. It was before the match. It was McIntyre's entrance. It could have been better. In my opinion.
Didn't he have those stupid shoulders like you said last night, Brett? I didn't like. He couldn't get in the ring at first, but his shoulders looked like they were all like plastic.
No, he was just sitting there or standing there. And it's like whatever, It was just
Yeah, he had like some statue out there with him or something.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying when he went in the ring, when he tried to get in the ring the first time, his shoulder pad or whatever it was, it looked like a piece of plastic with spikes on
Okay.
it. He
Okay.
couldn't get in the ring.
More
That was a
Temu
little
shopping.
stupid. Yeah.
So out of the predictions, everybody picked Damian
Lost.
Priest,
Yes, everybody.
except Erica.
Again, God bless her. For somebody who doesn't know anything about wrestling, she's doing good so far.
She knows the most, and she knows nothing.
We suck, right?
All right.
Hold the sign up, Frank. You suck.
Yeah.
He's drunk. Now I'm getting thrown under the bus, and I'm far from it. All right, so next we had the Intercontinental match 4-way, and
Loved it.
Penta versus Dirty Dom versus Finn versus Braun Breaker. Great match. It's funny because when Dom teased going for that 619 early on, and he couldn't pull it off. You saw the crowd pop for him, and it was like, oh shit, here we go.
Crowd turned real fast, man. They loved him. When he won the belt, they all jumped all over the place, which I thought was nice. I did not expect him to get it. I expected Finn Balor. I really did, because of all the pushing that they've been doing so far, but I'm not mad either that he got it.
Yeah, I did expect him to get it, because that's kind of the way they've been going to feud. But I'll tell you, the thing that impressed me the most was, I think this was Braun Breaker's best performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
This was his breakout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow, was he a beat? He was everything believable. I hope he didn't kill himself on that table to table spear.
No.
Yeah, right.
Because that was a weird table.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but Penta actually was meshing with the other opponents, in my opinion. I mean,
everything was working from everybody.
Yeah.
It was good.
It flowed really nicely. And actually, did you notice too, when Dom walked halfway up the ramp, he came back.
He did. He
got
went back in the ring.
Yeah.
And Braun Breaker was still sitting in the corner on the outside.
Yep, on the outside. Yep. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see after he won the title, got out the first time, he threw his shirt at Finn? So, yeah.
Well, that's going to be a feud, I'm sure.
Now, let's. What do you think's going to happen now? Is Dom going to completely turn face? Are him and Liv going to be done because Liv and Raquel lost the belts and she's going to be jealous that he's a champion now?
You know what? You might be on a little storyline there, because I think the rest of them is all going to be jealous because he's going to be insufferable with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him like going the full 9 yards, showing up with like this, a suit and shining his belt in there, and they're all going to be sitting in the other corner looking at him all bitter. So
I think there's definitely going to be some matches between him and Finn.
Yes, absolutely.
I think what's going to happen is that since the girls lost the titles, Liv will probably chase him around a little bit, I think, still. And then maybe when he doesn't want to, she'll get all pissed off, like Frank said, and go forward with that. But there's definitely going to be some really good story there if they play it well.
Or he might just keep Liv on like as arm candy or eye candy or whatever.
Yeah, but that depends on if Liv wants to do that. So I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
Yeah, and just throw all the other people by the wayside and turn face. In my mind, I think he's turning face, and he's gonna go.
I think he already did. It looked like he already did to me.
Yeah, and he's gonna go against Finn, because that's definitely a new chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So our predictions from this evening: the people who picked Dom were Frank. So we mark down for Frank. Mr. Johnny HotBody, and Erica HotBody.
She's 3 for 3.
3 for 3. Look at this.
Wow, God bless Erica.
How about that?
I picked Penta because I thought he needed a push, but no.
I picked Penta too. All right, next match. Randy Orton versus the mystery opponent.
Oh my God. That was horrific.
Okay. Okay. I didn't have a problem with the match. The only slight problem I had, the dumbass. Even though you guys were saying in chat about the professional, how he was embarrassed. No, that's good. But he turns around and RKO. Like, come on, dude. You do it against Randy Orton? Please.
But that was perfect.
I hated that whole match. Hated it. That was like Randy going in there because he had nothing to do, and he went in and sat and had a cup of coffee in the ring. That's exactly what he did.
But Hendry is a consummate professional, and so is Randy. So that's good exposure for.
But out of everybody they could have put in there, why him? I don't get that. That could have went so many ways. And like I said, even Randy wound up laughing at the end of the match. I mean, it was ridiculous. I thought it was ridiculous.
So I understood why, because anybody else you brought out would have been a disappointment. My guy there, said the roof came off the place.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. I'm a Hendry fan. I think he was wasted, but not for the reason everyone else does.
Why?
I just think I'm old school. You're
Okay.
bringing in another champion. Show a little respect to the belt.
I'm old school too, and I agree with you.
I think I don't have a problem with him losing, but
if he wasn't champion, it would have been more suitable for what they did.
Agreed.
Exactly, and that's what kind of I didn't, I understand TNA's not WWE, but I wouldn't do that to someone else's champion, and that's me. But on the other hand, and this is what I hope the payoff is, he's eventually come into the WWE because
Oh yeah,
that would be a great precursor for him because all of a sudden Randy turns heel at some point, which he does every other week, and then all of a sudden one week say his name, and because he is a very engaging person now. And you guys, I don't know if you watch his stuff in TNA.
I have, yeah.
He will be over huge because you just see his entrance and kind of what he could do in the ring. You haven't seen like the other stuff he does when he writes the songs about the other wrestlers and he does the videos.
Yes,
absolutely hysterical. He gets people over.
What's his gimmick? What's he supposed to be?
He's actually I don't know what the gimmick is supposed to be,
right?
But he is a singer.
Okay.
And for years his big thing is he always writes these hysterical songs about his opponents and makes these videos, kind of like the video he made for himself.
He has music videos, yeah.
And he gets people over. I mean, he really gets people over, and I definitely think he'll be a good fit when they finally drop the hammer and bring him in. But I'm happy he got a payday. I just I would have rather seen him be a mystery opponent against someone he either could have beat or been a little more competitive with. I don't have a problem with him losing to Randy.
Yeah.
But again, I would have had a little more respect for the title.
I understand that, but look what they did to Jordan Grace last year. I mean,
that's totally different. She didn't come in defending the belt.
She was champion, no? I mean,
she didn't defend the belt. She didn't come in and do a job. She, it's
I mean, I get what you're saying, but she was still wearing the belt. She was still.
It's two different. It's two different things.
How
I said,
is it different, Frank?
Her matches were a lot more competitive, where she got and she got a lot more wins. It wasn't like she just came in on the biggest stage, and because anyone who doesn't know the TNA belt, you just kind of trashed it. Disagree with me. I don't care.
I don't know enough about it. I don't watch TNA because
me neither.
I can't get it with my setup, so I can't say anything. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I like the agreement they got with TNA because their guys go to TNA. But the back and forth, I just think they should show a little more respect to the other feds champions.
I agree. And Frank, I don't know if you may agree with me, you may not agree with me.
Probably not.
TNA has some of the most beautiful belts.
I've never noticed. Now I'm going to have to look.
I mean, it's regarding like what WWE has and AEW has.
Now I will say this from a psychology standpoint. Him doing his gimmick, then turning around into finally the RKO out of nowhere was a brilliant finish.
Yeah, perfect.
I guess my thing is I would have liked to see the match go a little bit longer. That's all.
Did any of you notice how they were saying
surprise.
that? How they kept saying, "Oh, it looks like they're going old school," oh, look, that when Penta walked on the rope, look, it's old school. And they're saying old school like when the Undertaker used to do it. I said to myself, Undertaker, that's not old school. That's a couple years ago. Old school is when Edie used to do it and walk on the what was his name? The spoiler? What the hell was his name? Don Edie?
Bill Eadie.
Bill Eadie.
Okay. He used
No,
to walk
Bill
across
Eadie
the
was
whole
a
rope.
superstar.
All right.
No.
Superstar.
But
Yeah, that's who he was.
It's like radio stations that say they're oldies and they're playing stuff from the 90s now.
I know. He was saying old school. I mean, you don't know what old school is.
Carmel, you're thinking of Action Mike Jackson. That's who you're thinking
No, I'm
of.
not. Not at all. I'm thinking of the mask, whatever he was. Bill Eadie, whatever he had a mask on. Okay.
Bill Eadie?
And
mask.
Yeah.
No, the spoiler wasn't Bill Eadie.
No, but who was he? The masked who Bay?
The spoiler was the one that used to walk across the rope.
But Bill Eadie used to do it too. I know that. I'm going to look it up and
Bill Eadie was too fat.
Bill, no. Wait a minute. I got to look it up. I'll let you know. But whoever it was could walk across the whole rope. Okay.
Yeah.
Without any help, nobody holding his hand, nothing, and then he'd jump on you. That was old school. Okay. So I think that's crap. They don't know what old school is.
Well, WWE considers old school what Undertaker used to do in past
Well,
times,
yeah, but that's not old school. WWE's been around for 500 years. It's not old school. You know what I mean? Old school is 500 years ago.
All right. Well, let me throw out there who was right on these predictions. So Chris J from the Chubby Dudley Facebook page, he joined in the predictions tonight. He was right on that one. Johnny HotBody was right on that one. Erica HotBody was right on that one. And myself was right on that one.
I was too.
You changed your thing.
I did? Or
You did.
crap. Yes, I did. Crap.
That was the one you changed your thing on.
Yes,
because
I did.
I have your name scribbled out and put under.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
See that?
Yes.
Always stuck with your initial choice.
Yeah.
Gut. Gotta go with your gut.
Damn it.
All right, let's see here. Magic Mice says that match was a nice setup, and we were talking about the I don't even know which match that was.
Is Mike coming to
talking
Philly?
about the Randy Orton and Joe Hendry, right?
No, I think it was before that.
Oh, okay.
Is Magic Mike coming May 3rd?
He better be coming May 3rd.
Kick his ass if he doesn't.
Robert Bokenauer says, I think the third best match of the night. And yeah, Drew needs a good run. Yeah. So third best match of the night he was saying was the 4-way, and he also agrees that Drew needs a good run. Mike says it's so sad. I agree with Frank. His gear was terrible. I'm guessing she means Joe Hendry.
Oh, no. I accepted your friend request, Michelle. Thank you for friending me.
EJ Blonde was for the new Doom game, dressed as the main character. Okay. So I guess that's what that whole thing was.
Yeah, not a really good job either, though.
Second match of the night, I think, Finn and Dom feud.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw it before Mania when they were beefing back and forth.
During whose match?
The back segments when they were.
No, he said the crowd was singing Cody Rhodes during this match. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay.
All right, I got you.
That match was amazing. Dirty Dom will face soon. The 4-way was awesome, and Dom was amazing.
Yeah.
Did not like the match, but wasn't expecting Joe Hendry.
I wasn't either.
No. I was not impressed at all with that one. Not even a little bit.
I
agree with you, Mike.
Like Frank said, I can't wait to see what.
Richard, I agree. Night 2. I think Night 2 sucked too. I'm sorry, Richard. I agree with you.
Wow. I can't wait to see what WWE does with Joe Hendry.
I thought Night 1 was horrible.
In my opinion, they were both horrible. Okay, but the 3-way match at the end of what's the name? Night 1 was awesome. That just made it for the whole night. I think Night 2, just from beginning to end, was like somebody threw dice up in the air, and the way it landed, that was how it was going to end.
See, it started out up here and it went down.
And then night one went from here and it went up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aleister Black coming on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Aleister Black either.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's see if he can get out of his own way this time around.
Randy Squash Joe.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Dom is getting cheer on the post show.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, how come I can never rewind that post show? They don't put that back on again like they do the regular
No,
show?
but you know what you do is watch it on YouTube. I watch
Yeah.
it on YouTube the next
Okay.
day. Just type
Yeah,
in post show on YouTube the next day.
They
And
they
you
even
can
have the
watch it.
They even have the Hall of Fame on YouTube. I was
Okay.
watching it today.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. To be technical, Dom's debut was back when Ray versus Eddie custody battle happened, so giving him a belt was kind of needed, but not really.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
he was a little baby back then.
Yeah, but that's why he kind of pointed to the sky to acknowledge his real father.
Drew's gear, and you're welcome, Carmella.
Okay, thank you.
That's hysterical. That's funny. Coco's actually, she's watching the post show too. She's like, everybody's cheering Dom. You think he's completely turning face?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he already did, actually.
Why is Coco watching a post show? Why isn't she watching this show?
Because Bay's on it.
Exactly. All right, what was next? All right, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Now, that match I did like. I don't like
Yes.
Logan Paul, but I like the match. I do. I did like it.
Never have a problem with Logan Paul. He
No.
always brings it. He always goes out there to have match of the night, and he really does, man. For a guy that's not a full-time wrestler, he's one of the few I don't have a problem with because he does respect the sport, and he comes out and brings it every time.
He's like I said before when the show went over this afternoon. Bay and I were talking for a little bit, and Gianni, and I was saying I don't like his persona. I don't like Logan Paul's persona as the obnoxious, I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. I don't like him that way. Obviously, he's doing what he's supposed to do,
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, I think he's an excellent athlete. He's a very good wrestler. I knew he was going to win tonight. I love AJ Styles, but I think AJ, just coming back and being a little older, I think that was inevitable. But Logan Paul, he's the kind of guy, like I think you said this, Frank, the kind of guy you want to hate. Like you love to hate him.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah.
So he's doing his job.
And he does it well,
Yeah. Do you know his family's having a TV show? Did you know that?
Oh, cool.
And as much as I hate to admit that, it's got an awesome name. It's called Paul American.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's got an awesome name.
The one thing I didn't like during that match, that spot with what's his name, and the brass knucks on the outside.
Karrion Kross.
Yeah, like he's calling him Alan. Like what the hell, Alan? Like, come on, bro.
That's my guy.
When Logan Paul's assistant or whatever came out, and then Karrion Kross came out.
Yeah. And the thing is, now they're gonna have probably a feud between Cross and AJ now because of.
They're looking to try to do something with Cross and see how he goes because his contract's up this summer, and they want to figure out if they're keeping him or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Sorry, go Marla. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't get, like, Cross can work, Cross can talk. They just can't seem to write anything good for him or find a spot for him, which is dumb on their part because they got rid of him once and they realized, oh, we shouldn't have got rid of this guy and brought him back, but yet they brought him back to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
They
he
brought him
said
back
that he was really.
Go ahead.
He said he was really angry at the Hall of Fame. I almost believed him. He's like, I'm not kidding. I don't want to be talked to tonight. Leave me alone. I don't even want to be here, But here's just a little tidbit I wanted to throw in before I forget, because, at my age, you forget everything. A friend of mine told me that originally Michelle McCool wanted Layla to induct her, but the WWE said no. Layla was there. And they kind of interacted, a little bit. But she would have rather have had Layla induct her than Undertaker, and the WWE said no. They figured it would be more, I don't know,
Fitting. Yeah,
fitting. Yeah,
yeah.
but I think it would have been better with Layla, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
How bad does Taker look now? I'm like, oh.
He looks like he's older, right? I can't believe I'm older than him, but he looks like he's getting up there, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Layla, I'll tell you, Layla looked awesome too. They showed her, and and she was Michelle McCool was saying to her, "How about another run?" And Layla's like, "Yeah, let's do it." You know,
Yeah.
I did like them when they were together. I did.
And you know what? People are like, oh, she doesn't deserve to be there because she only got there because of her husband. No, she belongs there. She belongs there. I think she's a Hall of Famer.
I don't know if she's a Hall of Famer. I think she's a good worker, but I don't know if she's a Hall of Famer. My opinion on who should be a Hall of Famer and who actually becomes a Hall of Famer are two different things. I think some of the Hall of Famers that are in there should not be there, and I think the ones that are not there should be there. I think China should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
I don't think celebrity should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, I just don't. I think it's wrestling, whether it's showmanship or what. It's wrestling.
It's celebrity wing. Celebrity wing.
Yeah. They didn't do that.
They create whatever they want. That's bullshit.
I didn't like. I'm a spoiler for you. I'm sorry. Kamala's family and who's the other one?
Earthquake's family?
No, Uncle Ivan's family. All they did was wave and announce them. They didn't have a talk or anything. They should have had them.
Yeah, I think that was disrespectful. I agree with you on that one. Why are you going to have people up for the other people but not them? That's not right. That's not nice.
Uncle Ivan, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that was right.
No.
Richard says May 3rd will be my WrestleMania.
Aw, that's nice.
You're still on my line, Richard.
Magic Mike says, due to some health issues, unfortunately, I will not be there.
Oh, Mike.
Get better, brother.
Yeah, brother. Get well soon, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Get better.
AJ's real name is Alan Jones.
Yeah, but, I mean, it just didn't fit right with me. You know.
Robert.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Carm.
No, I was reading what Robert wrote.
Oh.
That's your job. I'm sorry.
I'm half asleep. They brought out a lot of talent back and had nothing for them. Not sure why they do that.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And then some talent, I don't know why they brought back. Like, I don't know why they brought Nia Jax back. I don't know why they brought Naomi back.
Because they don't want other.
I think they're trying. They don't want AEW to get them. And like I said, they're trying to snatch up everybody that AEW lets go or isn't there anymore. And and WWE has been making a lot of Nick Khan actually has been making a lot of snide remarks about Tony Khan and his father.
Yeah.
And, let it go.
Hey Frank, who are they related to?
Who's that?
Naomi and Nia.
Still, they're not drawing you any money, and to be honest with you, let them go to TN or AEW because they're not going to look at the so-called big signing they had with Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks. She hasn't drawn them dime one, and nobody from WWE that they let go, even if it's a star, is going to save that federation or move the needle. So you know what? Let them go. If they can't.
I don't agree because I think the AEW has been doing higher numbers. I personally prefer the AEW. I have a friend who reads those numbers actually, and they have been doing a lot with the pay-per-views. They've been doing. I love their product. I love AEW. I think that they do amazing work compared to what the WWE is spewing out now. Like, WWE right now has so much talent. They're just snatching up anybody they can. And it looks like they're just throwing them out there saying, well, here, again, like I said, throw dice up in the air, however it lands, that's what we're going to do. Just to make sure the other places don't get them, which I think is wrong. And I think it's eventually going to bite them in the ass.
Who's that remind you of?
What do you mean?
Snatching up talent everywhere. Who's that remind you of? Back in the 90s, WCW.
And who went out of business?
Exactly.
Yeah, but WWE's doing that now.
Yeah, but AEW hasn't beat WWF in the ratings at all. As a matter of fact, once SmackDown went to USA and they said it was going 3 hours, they canceled their Friday show because they knew they weren't going to be able to compete.
No, I never said they were better
Their
than
Friday
WWE.
shows
Their
suck.
numbers. I said their numbers have been going up. I didn't
Yeah.
say they were better.
Yeah, but when your numbers are in the toilet, anything is better than that, you know. I mean, that product.
No, that's not what I'm hearing, though. I mean, I'm going to agree to disagree because that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that their numbers are getting higher. They're doing better, and somebody showed a picture tonight on Instagram, I think, about places. I mean, I know the building sold out tonight or whatever, and regardless, it was a huge crowd. But somebody showed pictures of in the back where the cameras didn't look, where there was a lot of tarp in the back on the seats as well, and they were actually there. So, I mean, I think that everybody, all the federations do what they do because they want to promote themselves and make themselves look better. I think AEW did a really good thing by going to smaller buildings and realizing that they couldn't sell out the real big ones. But when they were at Wembley Stadium, they had a bigger show than the first couple of years that WWE was there. So they're just starting out. I mean, you know, you got to give them time. WWE wasn't perfect from the beginning when it was WWF and all that stuff. And even when it became WWE, it had to start somewhere. So
Yeah, but they're 7 years in. They ain't starting out. They just can't get out of their own way.
Compared to 50, 60, 70 years that WWE's been involved, I mean, they are kind of just starting out. I think.
You know why? I understand where both of you are coming from, but do you know why they are where they are? They need a fucking booker.
That I agree with. Booker. They don't have a good booker. What are you doing, Bay? Send your resume over there.
And Frank, you said no one from WWE or WWF, AEW is hired. Will ever move the needle. Is Jericho in that equation?
Jericho drives down ratings.
I mean, I think he moves the needle. People,
down.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I
believe.
Yeah, because he can't. Yeah, because he's about as over as a fart in church.
I love, and again, I'm going to say this. I love Tony Storm. I love Will Ospreay. I love Megan Bain. I mean, I think they have a lot of good talent there. I think the problem is that they don't have a good booker, like Gianni said.
Real quick, because I know we're on WrestleMania, but I'm going to say this, Carmella.
Yeah.
They have too much talent to be as bad as they are. That's my problem. There's no reason they should be number 3 in a 2-person race. I mean, seriously, if WWE went out of business tomorrow, they'd still be number 2. No, AEW.
I'm saying
TNA's not even number 5. TNA's not even in the TNA and NWA aren't even considered. They're like indies. But you know, real quick, they have so much talent, and it kills me to watch them every week because I just like with a decent booker and someone who can actually do storylines, they could be a contender.
Ring of Honor
is what they need. I think they need a good booker. That's what they need.
Is Ring of Honor even on anymore, Frank? Since AEW's bought it?
No, they do something, but I think if
it's
you
online.
subscribe to the web, so
it's kind of mixed in with AEW a little bit too. They have a couple of Ring of Honor matches here and there.
It's
but not like it's not like it was years ago.
All right, I see Bay getting antsy. Go ahead, Bay. Next match.
Sorry, Bay.
I know that look after 20 years.
I'm lost now. Where the hell? What were we just? Oh, we did
Logan Paul.
AJ Styles. Let me see. Everybody across the board had Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So everybody got a point. Next up was the women's tag team match. Liv and Raquel taking on Lyra and her mystery partner, which HotBody was right. Turned out
I was too. I said it since last night.
There you go.
You did.
That it was going to be Becky Lynch. Stop that.
As soon as I saw Becky's music, I'm like, yep, title change. There it is.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I liked it. I thought it was a good match. I liked it. I like Becky, and I love Lyra. Love her.
Lyra two belts.
I don't like either one of them.
Yeah, I do.
You don't like Becky?
No.
I don't like Becky does nothing for me, and Lyra does nothing for me. And why is she like a bird?
She dressed like
why,
Eagly.
why do they have like half the girls all wearing feathers and trying to fly away?
I don't know. Becky, ever since she became the man, which I don't understand, a woman becoming the man. She her psychology just went down the tubes, man. I know they got a great pop for her and people were happy to see her back, but she'll be the bathroom breaks Monday nights for me.
This is the way I look at it. WWE fans are like picture this, like two parents that have two children that are pretty much in the same age group, same category. And the one kid gets stuff that they work for, that they appreciate. They understand what to do with their toys and that other stuff. The other group, the kids are like, they don't care if the toy works, they don't care if it's a decent toy, they just love any gimme. WWE fans are like, it's so easy to please is the right word. I don't think so. But you throw something like this at a WWE fan, they just gobble it right up without even thinking about what it is. Okay.
Well,
again, it goes
exactly.
That goes back to how much they charge for these stupid pictures and autographs. You know what I mean?
They're spoon-fed.
So a lot of that stuff doesn't impress me. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's good. But that's why they cheer. So I think sometimes they cheer for the music more than the person. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
Yes, they're
Totally
spoon-fed this stuff, man.
So, out of all the matches tonight, I think this was the worst. I don't know where since she left NXT, but Raquel Rodriguez, she just regressed to the point she's not
healthy though. She hasn't been for a very long time.
That she shouldn't be in the ring.
Well,
she's very.
He's not healthy either.
Yeah, but I don't see Roman Reigns as clunky and as she just doesn't have it anymore.
Well, Roman Reigns they said tonight he brought his whole team up with him to Vegas to train with him. The WWE bends over backwards for him to make sure that he's okay, that he gets what he needs. He does. They're not going to do that for Raquel. Okay, Raquel is hired back. She's a wrestler. Okay, you do A, B, and C. If it doesn't work out, you'll be released. Like they just released Elektra Lopez. I don't think there's anything wrong with her, and they released her. They released a lot of people, but they're not going to release Roman Reigns. They're going to bust their ass to make sure that he gets what he needs. They're not going to do that for a Raquel Rodriguez.
I mean, come on, Carmel. They released someone for being pregnant back in the day.
Who was that?
Dawn Marie.
That's what I'm trying to say. And they still have that.
You believe that one?
But they still have that man-woman mentality too, though. No matter what, in what age you live, no matter how modern the world has become, women still don't get treated as well as men do. Women still don't make as much money as men do. End of story. I mean, the Roman Reigns, and God bless him, he's got leukemia. It breaks my heart, believe me. She doesn't have leukemia. She has an autoimmune disorder. But still, okay, they're going to make sure, and he puts asses in the seats. She doesn't. But they're going to make sure that he's well taken care of, and whatever he needs to perform to the best of his ability that night, they're going to bust their butt for it. They're not going to do it for her.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that. I agree with you, Carmel, but I don't agree that it should be equal, in my opinion.
It's not. The whole world is not equal. Trust me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially I can tell you stories about where I work. It's just not the way it is. Okay. And I understand it should be equal, but it took so long to come this far. It's never ever going to be equal. Period.
Some of the people that you work with are just jealous of you. Tell her I said hi.
I will.
Here we go. I want to hear Frank's comment on this one.
What did it say?
Chris Jericho is Terry Funk. What Funk did for ECW, Chris is doing for AEW now.
Agreed.
Uh-oh, he's writing.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Mike, did you see that?
The fact that you just compared Terry Funk to Chris Jericho, I'm glad you're not going to be there on the 3rd.
Oh, shit.
I would do one of my... So, a quick story. Bay, you remember Hat Guy?
Yeah, of
Of
course.
course.
One of the early ECW shows, myself and Derek Domino were wrestling. And he was getting on my nerves so bad. So I told Domino, I said, see that guy out there? I was like, yeah. I was like, launch me into him. He's like, what? Just throw me at him and I'll take care of the rest. Well, remember he used to wear the open-toed sandals?
Yeah.
I flew out there, flipped right onto his feet, stood up, fell back on him, picked up, fell back on. Mike, that wouldn't be nothing compared to what I would do to you on the 3rd.
Oh, my God, Frank.
I would do a running cannonball over the guardrail into your lap, jump backwards, mafia kick your teeth out, pick them up, make you put them in your mouth so I can knock them out again.
Frank.
All
You're
for the love
funny.
of Nia Jax.
See, Michelle agrees with me.
Yep, Michelle said I was dead on with Becky Lynch.
Yep,
That
I was
match
too, honey.
Then we had Stone Cold come out. Just
That
to
was a-
Oh, did you see what kind of a lawsuit that lady's going to have? Holy crap.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
drove right into her.
See,
And even if he didn't hurt her, she fell right on her ass, too, let me tell you.
She's selling it. She took the bump and was selling it.
well, that's,
What did I write, Bay? 1,220, 121,363 minus the one he just ran over.
yeah.
Wow, that was
They
crazy.
do. As I said, I missed the days where they put a warning on the back of the ticket, and it's
Yeah, but
still
you know
there.
what I found weird? At the end, after he did his shtick in the ring, he went out, he went over to her.
He's checking on her. He did the
Yeah,
right
but
thing.
it looked to me like he went over because he had to. He said maybe a word or two to her, and he just walked away. And like either way, he wasn't staying there.
I think because security was there handling this.
Yeah.
If I know him, he probably was telling security, make her get her in the back, and we'll take care of her.
Yeah.
So what it looked like, I rewatched it. It looked like she got kneecapped.
Yeah.
Because she was standing close and leaning on the barrier, and when the barrier went in, I think it.
Well, what happened? The way the dirt bike went, you could see it. Like the right front tire, pretty much that corner is what hit. So it didn't hit. Like my daughter kept saying to me, "Well, if he really hit it, he would have hit the whole row." No, he wouldn't have.
No.
It was that corner that hit, and she fell backwards. And I mean, obviously, that's what I said to my daughter, Frank. I said they're going to take her in the back. They're going to drown her with gifts, autographs, pictures, everything, just to shut her up. But
not only that, but they do have a doctor in the back to look at her, and to protect themselves, they'll make her go through a body of tests, because then if they decide to sue, hey, we looked at you, and this is what we saw. So if you're legitimately hurt, you're legitimately hurt. I don't begrudge that against anybody. He obviously didn't go out there to run somebody over.
No, he didn't.
No.
But what I'm trying to say is, even if the doctor doesn't see anything there, there's a 2-year statute of limitations at least.
Oh yeah.
Something could come out later on. Like this boy that is becoming an officer where I work. During the exercises, he hurt his meniscus. Okay, and one page was saying she passed out. I don't know that he might have hit her pretty hard for that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, what happened? He tore his meniscus. And he went to one of the work doctors, and they said, "Oh, this is an old injury." He never got hurt in his life, and he's only 28. How could that be an old injury? So right away, it depends where you go. That you got to be
Yeah.
careful because their doctors are going to tell you something different than your doctor is going to tell you. So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere.
There's protocol for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I was her and they checked me out and said they didn't find anything, I would then want to go to my doctor and compare notes. And I got to tell you, if anybody ever hits me,
lawyer involved.
Wait, let me tell you, when anybody ever hits me, they got a lot on their plate, man. I have bones that are broken, brittle, degenerating. I already have artificial knees, artificial shoulder. My back was all messed up. So anybody who hits me, there's definitely going to be a problem.
Oh,
Carmel, you sure you don't want to be a Lamborghini?
No, thank you.
Oh man.
All right,
Morgan and Morgan already called her.
What?
Oh, they called her. She didn't have to call them. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's like 10,000 lawyers that were just watching WrestleMania trying to find out who she is.
And I'll tell you something about Morgan and Morgan because I've called them twice. They will only take certain cases because that's how big they are now. They will only take certain cases that involve a lot of return.
You gotta love Liv Morgan and Morgan. Oh wait, wrong
so that's
person.
all bullshit that you see on TV. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, we're gonna go to the last match, I'm sure.
Did I announce who was right on that one?
No.
No, you did not. I was wrong.
Frank was right. Chris J was right. Carmelo was right. Johnny was right, and Erica was right. She is 6 for 6 so far.
Yeah,
wow.
She didn't miss one. She did not miss one. Erica, I love you.
She's
but
awesome.
If you're making me look bad, Erica, I got 60 years here in wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm gonna, you're making me look like shit.
She was working us. She's working.
Telling you.
Yeah, I think she was.
So, all right, main event: John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh my God, what a shit show that was.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous. There was not one good thing about that whole match that I can actually pinpoint. First of all, I cannot stand that man.
Travis Scott.
His name? Travis Scott. I can't stand him. Okay. Number one. Number two, I'm mad at him because he broke Cody Rhodes' eardrum anyway. Okay. Number three, it was so stupid. The turnbuckle tore off. They didn't even pretend to untie it. John Cena didn't even pretend to untie it. Just tore it off. Okay, which it shouldn't be able to come off that way. That stupid little thing he hit his head on. Come on, that looked like a little rusted piece of rope. Actually, it didn't even look like a piece of metal. The whole match. John Cena is not a good bad guy. He's just not a good heel.
He's not.
Not at all. I knew that was going to happen, but I hate the fact that they had to take that title away from Flair. I don't like Flair either. But I don't like the fact that they had to do that on purpose. Talk about having disrespect for a title and for a belt. That's ridiculous.
That record, okay, when I said on previous show about Flair has over 20 titles, I didn't just mean world titles. I meant Intercontinental. I meant tag. I meant lighter lesser titles on the card. That's what I meant about over 20 titles. Yeah, he was whatever time champion.
Right, but it's one thing to be somebody coming up in the business and you just work so hard. Even if they wanted to play it, that's fine. That you get to 17, okay. But to make it a thing on purpose, they just threw the whole thing right in your face. Like, all right, John Cena wants to be 17-time champion because he's going to leave. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and we're going to take it away from Flair. Do it because you earn it, not because they're just giving it to you. I don't like it. Didn't like anything about that match.
This was a spit in the face to Flair because John Cena is homegrown, and they wanted someone homegrown to have that record. Done.
To me, that's the whole match was bull. Everything was bull. I didn't like anything about it.
I agree.
And I think they did Cody dirty. They really did him dirty.
And you can see them talking in the ring again. Like, come on.
So I'm gonna stop everyone right here. Do you guys know why Cena hasn't broken a record before now?
Why?
No, why?
Because he didn't want to break it. Cena was the one that said he didn't want to break Flair's record.
He shouldn't have. They shouldn't have made him do it. Why didn't he agree to it then?
Because it's what's good for business.
But he's not part of that business technically anymore.
Sure he is. Sure he is.
Well, I know,
he just had more interest than any other opponent you could have found for Cody Rhodes. And guess what? When him and Cody Rhodes go against each other at SummerSlam in Cleveland, it's going to be another sellout.
Yeah.
He did exactly what he was paid to do. Now everybody says, oh, I don't like him. I don't like him. Well, guess what? Everybody loved him for the last 10 years. Now all of a sudden you don't like him. He's doing a great job.
I never liked Cena. Never. Even when he was a good guy. There was something about him. He had an obnoxious attitude from the get. I just never liked him. You got to understand, number one, I'm a mom. Number two, I'm a girl. Okay. So I look at things differently. All right. I think Cena has had an attitude from the beginning. He just has that demeanor. He has a demeanor about him. And I just never cared for him. I don't like the fact that they made it so obvious. All right, even everybody, again, knows wrestling's fake. They know it's predetermined. They know this, they know that. But do you have to constantly just lay it all out there so that somebody who is deaf, dumb, and blind can see what's going to happen? I mean, let it show a little bit of restraint, show a little bit of surprise, anything. That thing was laid out so perfectly tonight. It couldn't have been laid out any better. Why even have the match? Just give him the damn belt, and that'll be the end of it. I mean, I felt so bad for Cody. I really did. I knew John was going to get it, period. I knew that. And like you said, Gianni, that was literally a slap in the face to Ric Flair. If you wanted him to have the belt for 17 times, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Just let him fight. Don't have to go spilling it all the time and making it look like, we're going to take it away from Flair. We're going to take it away from Flair.
So let me put this out there. Who would you rather have remembered as the greatest of all time?
I don't think John Cena is the greatest of all time. So you're asking me a mute question.
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Mm-hmm. You look at Flair professionally and personally, and then you look at Cena professionally and personally. If I was the owner of a company,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I would rather have the guy that has done over 700 Make-A-Wishes, never once asks for anything back, doesn't look for press for it because he hasn't been covered, and it's very, very rarely that you even hear that he does it. The guy gives so much back. I've never heard an unkind word about him. He puts over any. Remember now, he has put over everyone for the last 7 years. That is the guy who I would want remembered as the one who held the most championships in wrestling, not Ric Flair.
I don't like Ric Flair either. I don't care. My point is, I don't like the way it was done. I'm not saying that what they did was wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't like the way it was presented. I don't like the way it was done. I have no respect for Ric Flair whatsoever. Okay. I knew him personally very well. Okay. Professionally and personally. I thought he was a very good wrestler. John Cena, I do not know. Okay. I do know that he has done incredible work with Make-A-Wish Foundation. And you got to commend him for that. God bless him 100 times. Okay. I don't deny that he's a wonderful person, a wonderful wrestler, a wonderful this, a wonderful that. That's fine. I don't like the way it was done. That's my whole point. I don't care who won 17 times. Don't do it that way. That's all.
Unfortunately, if you look at what they have to work with now, there was no other way to go. There's nobody else that
because he was the only one that was 16 times right away, right now, too. I think Cody Rhodes is going to be the same thing when he has 20 years in the business, or 30 years. Or whatever.
But I'm saying, who else on the roster right now would you have cared about versus Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania?
I mean, for that particular reason, there was nobody else. Nobody else was 16-time champ. If Randy Orton was 16-time champ, I would have rather seen him. So
the other thing is too.
And I don't like Randy Orton either.
You see how angry you are?
I'm not angry.
No. I mean, no. In a good way. You're very angry about this title change. To me, that means that they did what they wanted to do. They want you to be angry because you know why? Because, like I said, come SummerSlam, everyone who's like pissed off today is going to be that much happier
Well,
when
they
Cody
did the same
Rhodes
thing
gets to
with
come up
Logan
and
Paul. I hate Logan Paul, okay, but I watch him. I still do because
Yeah.
I know what the business is all about. Like I said, it has nothing to do with me being angry or me liking or hating anybody. I
Mhm.
don't like the way it was presented. I think they could have gone around it a little bit differently, still let him win. I mean, the fact that John Cena turned heel, he is clearly a horrible heel. He cannot do heel well, okay? They could have just made him wrestle. Even if he was still a babyface and he wrestled and won the belt, it would have been, to me, it would have been better that way. I don't like how they just threw it in Rick's face or anybody's face. Like you said, there's no respect for the belt, I don't think. Give a little bit of respect. Let it just happen naturally. Let him stay face. Let the belt be respected and go with that. Not turn everything around into dirt shit. I'm that's how I feel. Thank you,
Well,
Mike.
well, it's about rating and views, and
Oh, yeah.
John Cena turning heel was what was it, over a couple million views in the first half hour?
Mhm.
That's what it's
See-
all about.
See,
And
this,
that's fine. I get that. It doesn't mean that I have to like it. Okay,
see,
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm
I
giving you my
I
opinion.
know, that's why I love it. I love that you don't like it because that means that they did their job.
that's what
Yeah,
they
they
want.
did their
Yeah.
job with everybody else too. They did their job with Dominic. They did their job with Logan Paul. They did their job. They did their job. They got the reaction they wanted from everybody. I get that.
Yes.
Okay. My point is, okay, that like everybody thinks that I'm crazy for liking AEW. That's not going to change my point of
I
view.
don't think you're
I
crazy.
love AEW. I absolutely love AEW. I love Will Ospreay. I would run over somebody to get him on my podcast, and that's the truth. Okay,
Not it. Not it.
not it. What?
You said you would run over somebody. I'm like, not it.
Oh, I'm
Not
only
it.
kidding. I'm not really going to run over
I-
somebody, but I'm just saying.
I know.
I would do a lot of things to get him on my podcast because I think
Yes.
he's that good.
So
Other people don't. Other people don't think he is, but
Yeah,
I do.
One of the
I-
best in the world.
yes.
I love
so
him. Love him.
that's the whole factor why you're mad and everything else and why
I'm
you don't
not
like.
mad.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Why
I have passion, like Mike.
why
did.
you're
I would say
why you-
she's passionate.
why
Yeah.
you're passionate about this? Okay, it brings me back to the Howard Stern factor. Why people hated Howard Stern? Why did they listen to him? They wanted to see what he'd say next.
Well, I hated Howard Stern, and I did not listen to him. So you can't run that by me. All I'm saying is,
Frank, help me out here.
huh?
I said, Frank, help me out here, please.
No, but what I'm trying to say here, okay? What I'm
Oh, you
trying
still
to
talking?
say. Are you talking to me?
No, I was talking to Gianni.
Oh, all right. Well, he is now because I'm not done. So anyway, what I was trying to say is that it is an opinion, like everybody has opinions, okay? My opinion from my background in wrestling, my opinion from what I do and don't know about wrestling, my opinion if I were the booker or the promoter or whatever. And yes, Frank, you are 100% correct. They got the reaction they were looking for. They got the results they were looking for. They also, like Gianni said, have a spoon-fed audience that will do anything they want them to do when they don't even care about their audience. They got what they wanted. I understand that. I don't happen to agree with it. I don't happen to like it. That's my personal opinion, and that's how I feel. I think Dominic winning was better than Cena winning, to be honest. And that's how like people think that he really doesn't talk to his father. That's sad. They think that this boy really hates his father.
They
So
also
many
his father
people think that.
His father died.
Who?
Eddie Guerrero. That's his real
they
father.
they also they
Stop
also
it.
they also think he's cheating on his wife with Liv. Come on, man.
Yeah, no. He's. I mean, how do people really believe that he doesn't talk to his family? I mean, that's ridiculous.
And as far
But
I'm
again,
concerned,
like you said, they're getting what they want. That they're making people believe that.
and as far as I'm concerned, his wife is 10 times hotter than Liv, and I love Liv.
It's real to
Jeez.
me, damn it.
What'd you say?
It's real to me, damn it.
Frank, I'm actually friends with that guy. He's a cool guy.
Who?
The crying
Dominic?
pro wrestling. No, the crying pro wrestling fan. He comes to Charlotte every year. He's a cool guy.
Well, tell him to come to TWA.
I don't know who he is. I don't know where we started talking about a crying person.
Well, it's still real to me. Damn it, is a crying wrestling fan.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about one in particular.
No, it is. He was at a convention, an NWA convention. It's like, it said what it had to be said. It's still real to me.
There was a wrestling, and I know nobody here knows him. For a million years, his mother's name was Carmela. His name was Stan. We used to call him Stan the Fan.
What do you mean nobody knows him?
No one knows who Stan.
Everybody knows Stan the Fan.
You know Stan the Fan? I
Dude,
love Stan the Fan.
I tried to run him over so many times when he was standing out on the corner selling pretzels. I missed him 4 times.
I used to actually drive him to shows a lot. He used to, like, shows that I was working. He would call me. I'd give him a ride. Yeah.
Well, but clearly you can see he had an issue. But he was so funny, and he believed it. He used to come to me all the time and say, every time he'd see me, he'd say, Carmela, you have a name like my mother. And every time. And he's like, did you see what happened? Did you see, and then the day that I got hit in the head with the bottle, I was telling that story on my podcast. My head was bleeding. I had blood everywhere on my face. I went up to him and I said to him, I took his hand, I put it near my face and said, this is real. So I said, knock it off. But he thought that was funny.
The guy we're talking about, his name is David Wells.
Oh, okay.
The crying pro wrestling fan. Real cool guy.
All right. Well, the results are final results for the main event. The only people that had seen it was myself and Gianni. And overall for the weekend, the winner
Erica.
Tied for first place is Erica and Johnny, both with 10.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Second place was Frank with 9.
I'm last place.
And third place, me and Coco tied with 7.
I was way down here.
I was last place.
Wait,
Yeah.
we didn't have picks for you guys last night.
Yeah.
The reason I suck at this is because I give answers that I think they should be, because that's what I would do. Being a promoter and stuff like that, that's what I would have done.
The booker inside you, yeah.
Hey, Bay, I didn't pick Cena.
No, I have you down as Cody. Hold on.
Frank!
Let me go back to the message and double
Frank!
check.
You picked Cody?
No, I didn't. If I did, I mistyped.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound right.
Because I saw Cena winning a mile off. If I did, I mean, it ain't like there's a cash prize, so it's not that big a deal.
Thank God there's no cash prize, because I'm way down at the bottom.
No, you're right. You did have Cena.
So it was a three-way. It was a 3-way tie.
Yep.
Look at that! Wow, I can say I think the same way as Johnny HotBody. Kill me now.
3 marks here.
Oh shit!
That's funny.
Does Johnny watch this later on?
He probably will. Yes.
Oh, hey Johnny.
You're mean, Frank. Johnny, don't listen to that.
HotBody yeets himself.
Stop it.
Hey, let me tell Frank, because Frank missed our preview show. Well, actually, I said it off air, but I'll tell you it is on air, because it'll probably be announced this week. I got a call today from somebody, and this person is a person you mentioned last night to Mr. HotBody. He will be at One and Done, and he will also be a lumberjack.
Who's that?
John Rock.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is. Should I know who he is, Bay?
Nah, he was he was a friend of HotBody's who came and trained at Joel's, and then he worked for Joel until Joel went out of business, and then he worked very early ECW stuff.
Honestly, that he was a guy that people slept on way too much. He had it all, man. He was a hell of a worker, had a great look to him.
He was a bodybuilder, and
he actually trained him and Jimmy Janetti were the people who trained me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, he That's going to be good to see. That's a guy, man, I haven't seen probably in like 30 years, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be good to see.
I don't remember him. I don't think I would though.
He honestly, when he did some things with Joel towards the end, and then he was in the early ECW, and then when they started switching to the bigger ECW, he was a guy I thought they were going to really do something with, and they just slept on him, which was dumb in my opinion.
Did he go out when Ernesto and all those guys went out, or like as far as like out of ECW? Not, I mean they got rid of him.
They got rid of everybody when Eddie Gilbert came in.
Yeah, he was.
Eddie Gilbert came in with the sole purpose of getting rid of all the old ECW guys. The writing was so on the wall that first show. I mean, he had no intentions of keeping anybody from TWA and the original ECW. Because I was there that show at Caprini College, and it was ugly.
Yes, it was, and the proof is on the TV on the WWE network. But anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Another fun night, another great.
What do we rate this? What do we rate it?
Oh,
this night.
Out of 5.
Yeah.
Out of 5. Hold on, let me get paper here. All right.
I'm going to give tonight a 2 out of 5.
2. Okay.
I did not like tonight at all.
Gianni.
4.
4 out of 5. Yeah. Frank.
I'm gonna go with 4, a solid 4, because even though I may not have agreed with the outcome of the surprises were Mania worthy. Everybody showed up to work. Everybody the psychology was good. The endings were good. I have no problems. The only thing that would have made it a 5, in my opinion, is I think the main event could have had a little more oomph. And if that happened, I probably would have went a 5. But I no problems with tonight. I thought this was a solid second night.
I think if they had a solid finish like they did last night's main event or tonight's main event, it would have been a 5. But I'll give it a 4 tonight.
It's usual, in my opinion. The second night's always better than the first night. I mean, that's what do I know?
Mike gave it a 5.
That's as high as he can.
I don't see that. I don't get it.
Yeah, and that's as high as Mike can count.
Mike gave it a 10 last night. We were going to go in a 5.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. But it's just me.
How do you confuse Mike? Tell him to count to 21.
On that
Mike,
note,
you hear this? I'm sorry. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry.
I am exhausted. I'm just like, I just want to lay down and go to sleep.
No, I'm not going to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to be there at 7:30.
You know what? If I take a nap tomorrow during the day, maybe I might be able to make it for after Raw. I think I might try to do that tomorrow night. So
I don't know if I'm going to make it. HotBody's just like, we're definitely doing it. And I said to him last week, I'm like, John, let's get past the one and done, because I got to do Hannibal TV tomorrow. And
what time?
I want to say 6:30 tomorrow.
So why don't you just do it on a Tuesday? Why don't you just do it on Tuesday, like earlier in the night then?
Because Tuesdays I end up working late.
Yeah.
Oh,
what time? What are your hours generally? Like, do you work evenings mostly?
So no, I go in by 7:30, and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays are like usually my definite late days. So I'm there till, depending on what time the orders are, 5, 6, 7, could be 8 o'clock at night.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. My commute every day is like just killing me.
Where do you work, Frank?
I work from home.
Oh, what do you do?
I work for Comcast.
his commute is killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I came down the steps
There's
the other
steps.
day, and there was a cat on the steps,
Oh my God.
and he wouldn't move. I had to wait like a whole 10 seconds.
Wow.
See, I have 4 jobs myself, plus the side jobs. So yeah,
That's because you got to
I'm
pay for
always
them
working.
belts.
Exactly.
Well, I
Kayfabe,
don't have
kayfabe,
work
guys.
tomorrow, but, yeah, I get up between 4 and 5 to go to work every morning, so
Oh,
I'm
geez.
exhausted by the time nighttime comes around.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
work
you
in
get it.
law enforcement, so that's
You go to bed early.
I have to. Otherwise, forget it. If I don't go to bed by a certain time, because I'm usually, if I go to bed by 9 o'clock, I'm up at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
I feel bad for us on May 4th.
Well, I don't know.
I got to be at the airport at 5 a.m.
That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for you on May 5th.
When
home.
when are you flying in, Skippy?
I get in Thursday, May 1st.
And what
May
time are you?
1st?
What time are you getting into Philly?
Sometime in the morning. I get in May 1st, and then Joel told me today I got to be at the building Friday at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, for anybody who's still listening, make sure you go to the show. It's going to be a good show. There's going to be over 50
2300arena.com for tickets.
and you get to see everybody that's on the screen right now. Isn't that enough to just make your night?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. For anybody that's going, I'm going to have a limited number of autographed Hall of Fame pictures that I will give out to the first 10 individuals that approach me.
Nice. Does that count me too?
And if anyone says anything,
you get a framed, and I'll put the Hall of Fame inscription on yours. I usually charge $20 extra for that.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you.
And
I like him.
And if anyone says, mentions this show at my table, get a discount.
Look at that.
Anybody comes up and wants a hug, you get one. That's all I got.
I already want a hug. Come on.
Oh, you can have one. You can have one, honey.
Yeah.
Bae, you've already had them. They're nothing new to you.
Hell. Always need a hug.
Yeah.
There's nothing like
hug.
Hey, Bae and Carmel and Frank. There's nothing like hugs and chicken cutlets, man. Let me tell you.
And kissing who?
Hugs and chicken cutlets.
Oh, yeah. I know. I keep promising Bae I'm going to make him some. I guess you don't know about the chicken cutlets, Frank, do you?
I once got drunk and hugged a chicken cutlet.
Oh my god!
No, I have to let Bae tell you about that. I have a
legendary.
Chicken cutlets.
Legendary.
Bae don't take me out anywhere.
No, these are homemade, honey.
Yeah, usually Bae's interaction is I'm coming into town, come and see me, and then I'll see him for like 5 minutes, and he, usually gets me to buy him a drink and then runs away.
Aw. No, Joel started that. I made chicken cutlets. Long story, very, very short. Very, very long story short. And that became a big thing, and everybody's, I actually just, about 4 months ago, went to his house to cook them for him. I'm an idiot.
If it counts for anything, Joel bought me a chicken sandwich.
He didn't buy me shit.
Me neither.
Him. Yeah, I cooked for him. You gotta understand something. Bae and I are the people Joel yells at. So we're his bouncing bags. Like, he bounces all his negativity off of us.
Joel yelled at me. It was scary. I never want that to happen again.
Joel scared you?
No.
I talk to Joel every single day, and every single day he yells at me. Every day.
That wouldn't be Joel if it wasn't.
You know what? He
doesn't yell at everybody. He won't yell at Jeannie. He yells at me.
Yeah, Jeannie, he don't yell at, but
I think Jeannie he's scared of.
He's been pretty good the past week and a half.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, his mindset has become a little different now.
So did I tell you why he almost yelled at me, Bae?
Well, okay, why?
He realized I'm the reason that he knows Bae now.
God.
He says
the reason I know Bae.
He's like, how do I know you? And I was like, yeah, I'm the one that brought Bae down to your school that first time. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I was the one that was originally trying out, and I told Bay, and Bay came down with me.
Uh-huh.
I said, if it wasn't for me, Bay would have never got into wrestling.
Yeah, and also too, if it wasn't for you, the last chapter of Joel's book is called "It's All Chubby Dudley's Fault."
Are you serious? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to read that. I can't.
Well, I'll tell you something else. If it wasn't for me and my ex-husband, there would be no Joel. There would be no TWA, no Joel, no nothing.
And if it
So,
So
so if I had,
fault.
so wait a minute, if I had all this to do with all this, am I mentioned in the book?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't think I'm mentioned in the book.
No,
Carmelo, you're definitely mentioned, and I also
I got
know. No, you're mentioned, and you're also. He read to me the other day, the acknowledgments in the book, and you and Paul and all are acknowledged, and
Well, we better be acknowledged.
yeah, of course.
Me and let me see.
I mean, come on now, Carmel. I heard the first 6 chapters are just about you and him.
The whole book should be about me. What are you kidding? No, we Paul and I have been involved in wrestling, like I said, since we were children. And Paul has made friends because he traveled so much. He made friends all over the world. So Paul had connections in virtually every continent around the world, and he was the one who got us all information. He was the one who got us all our connections. He was the one who got us all our updates. I knew all the WWF wrestlers because they were all friends of my family, and they were always at my house. And I wrote the radio show, and I was the person in the back to do all the stuff. Joel would come in for the radio show. He'd get the paper I gave him. He'd read it. That was his extent. And he was a good talker. He was the guy that was in front of the scenes, which is why, he got more recognition, I think. But he, actually, my ex-husband and I were 2/3 owners of that. So clearly I'm making you bored, Frank. So we're going to
no, I'm usually in bed by now.
Yeah, I am too. All right, Bay, close it up.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Eat. Good night. We love you. I love you guys.
Good night, everybody.
And
see you again.
Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed or liked the pages, do that. Go to Carmela's page, like her, and follow her on YouTube. Carmela's Wrestling Radio Relived. Santa Kringle down below. Gianni, any plugs?
Yes. May 3rd, WrestleCon and One and Done. Be there.
There you go.
Done deal.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Take care.